What's going on, everybody? This is Con Chung from Concept Barbershop. Welcome back to another haircut tutorial. Today we'll be doing a little trim on top with a scissor and a high ball fade on the side. You want to start off by combing the client's hair in the way that he prefers to style it. Spray it down with some water and comb all the hair that needs to be combed up and all the hair that needs to be combed down. Comb it down. Alright, I usually start off by cutting the top first. I like to know what I'm blending into, so I like to trim the top down first. I like to take the bulk down first. With every haircut I do, I like to start like that. Trim the top first so that I know what I'm blending into. And if you notice right here, when I'm holding the hair with my index and my middle finger, I'm placing the comb on the head and I'm holding it in place with my thumb. This helps release some of the strain that you may have if you were to hold the comb with your thumb and your index finger. And now I'm making the ball line, and I'm taking it halfway to the back of the head, and then I do it again on the other side and I meet the two line in the back of the head. I do this so that I can help keep the line straight and to prevent the line from being lopsided. Alright, because if I were to take it from one side continuously all the way to the other side, chances are I will be off. If you notice, I open up the clipper just a slight bit before I take down all the hair from the bottom. I do that because I don't want to cut the client, because all my clippers are all zero gap. And now I'm just shaving it down with the Philips Norelco. I'll post a link for all of my tools in the description. And now I'm back with the clipper, the magic clip, all the way zero gap, closed. And I'll work this about 1/4 of an inch up. And I'll work this all the way to the other side. And remember, hold down the client's ear so that you don't irritate it with the clipper, or worse, cut them. Alright, so move the ears out the way. Work this all the way to the other side. Alright, and once you're on the other side, then you open up the clipper about 1/4 of the way, and then go up about 1/4 of an inch, and repeat it back to the other side. Alright, again, hold down the ear so you don't cut it. Work it all the way to the other side, and then open up your clipper again and repeat this step back and forth until your clipper is fully open. That's the basics right there. That's the foundation. After that, brush them down to remove all the hair that's still stuck on the head so that you can see what you missed, and then go back and do touch-up work. I missed a few spots are still a little dark, so I'm going back and I'm doing touch-up work before I move on to the zero guard. And with the zero guard, again, it's the same technique. All the way closed, take that up about 1/4 of an inch, work it to the other side, open up the clipper, work it back, and keep doing that until you're fully open. And then after that, brush them off again, and then do touch-up work again before you move on to the next guard. Alright, and that's pretty much it. That's the foundation. That's the basic steps to this no guideline technique. Remember to keep your client steady by putting a hand on them. Keep them steady, keep them from moving. The pressure from your hand with the clipper will rock their head back and forth, and if you're not gentle, that could be a little uncomfortable for them. So keep them comfortable. Alright, right here I'm using the corner of the clipper, and I'm onto the 1.5 guard. Alright, and again, it's the same technique. Remember, the higher up you go, the more flicking out you want to do. Alright, because you want to start to blend this in. It may seem like it's a little high right now. Alright, but with the correct amount of flicking out, it will blend into the top. Alright, so the higher the guard, the more flicking out you do. Alright, comb the hair back in place so you can see what you're actually working with. And that's why I cut and then I comb it down, I cut and I comb it down. Because when you're flicking up and away, you're making the hair go all over the place. So comb it back to place. Alright. flick out, and you can see the blend coming along. Alright. Comb it back in place. Flick out again, comb it back in place. Alright. And then do your touch-up work. Alright, go back, clean up all the lines you might see, all the dark spots you missed. And you kind of have to eyeball it when it comes to doing touch-up work. Alright, when you're doing touch-up work, use just the corner of the clipper. You have more control over what you're doing. I used to comb the top hair out the way because you don't want to let the clipper catch the long hair and trim that. Alright, so to protect yourself from doing that, comb the top hair out the way. And again, you're flicking out, up and away, up and away. Alright. Cut, comb, cut, comb. You want to be really gentle, really light with the clipper. You don't want to dig in, you want to pull up and away. Alright. Right here, I'm just helping them style the hair. That's pretty much the blending with no guidelines. Right here, I'm just combing it. I asked the client how he prefers to comb his hair, so I know what he'll be doing with his hair. This helps me have an idea of how to cut it. Now I'm just going back and I'm face to face with the client, and I'm just checking his profile to see if there's any hair sticking out. And you want to make that proportionate, so you don't want anything to flare out on the side of the head. So trim what needs to be trimmed. And that's pretty much the cut right there, you guys. Low trim, scissor trim on top, and a mid to high ball fade on the side. No guidelines. Thank you, guys. Peace.